everyone, it's Carissa. Just an update, I'm on P3, or round 3, sorry, phase 2. I'm in my first week. So far I've lost 9 pounds plus my loading weight, so actually 8 pounds plus my loading weight, so I'm at 89 pounds lost altogether. My round 2 didn't go very well. I had to keep starting it and stopping it. The first time I started, apparently I didn't load right and I didn't gain anything, which I was happy about. But then I did 7 VLC days and didn't lose even an ounce. So I decided to stop for a couple weeks, get the HCG out of my system, start over, reloaded, restarted. Unfortunately, that time I lost 13 pounds, or gained 13 pounds during loading, which I had to lose before I could count losses again. So altogether, after losing loading weight, my round 2 I only lost about 20 pounds. I had a lot of issues with my round 2 because my HCG was old and bad, and I ordered new HCG. I ordered pellets, but they never showed up. And I called the company after waiting 2 months for them to come, and they said they would reship them, and they never did. Luckily, a friend came through and gave me a little bit of her HCG so that I could follow, so I could continue round. Sorry, my kitty keeps coming in here. Anyway, so I could start round 3 until my new HCG came. I ordered some more on the 1st of October. Kitty, get out. Anyway, sorry. My goal really for this round is only to get to my 100-pound loss mark. As you guys know from watching my previous vlogs, which there aren't very many, but my first couple ones explained to you that I gained pretty much 100 pounds on purpose because of something that happened to me. And if you want to know what that is, you have to go watch the other vlogs because I don't want to put that personal information on a new video. To me, losing weight has nothing to do with the weight loss itself. It has nothing to do with looks. It has nothing to do with what people think about me. It has nothing to do with anybody's opinion, not even my health. It had a lot to do with taking back control over a situation. Something that happened to me almost 10 years ago, and I don't want the people that did that to me to have control over me anymore and control over my emotions. And I think that was part of my problems in round 2 as well. In round 1 I was pretty determined to get the weight off and lost 63 pounds, trying to get rid of those emotions that came along with why I put the weight on in the first place. And in round 2, the closer and closer that I got, the more attention I started getting that I didn't want, and it kind of, every time I would get attention that I didn't want, I'd end up cheating and having to pretty much lose 5 days and then start all over again. So that's me only losing 20 pounds in my second round is mostly my fault because of emotional issues that I had trouble dealing with. And I feel this round, I have a lot more pressure to get this weight off because my husband's getting med boarded out of the Army and we're supposed to be leaving Germany next month. So I only have so much time to get back my old body before I get back to the States, because once we get there I have no idea where we're going to be living or working, or I can't plan future rounds around something that I don't know anything about yet. And we can't plan because we don't know for sure when we're actually going to be leaving Germany. The Army says one thing, but we've been doing this process since 2007, so everything they say usually is bullcrap. It's pretty much hurry up and wait, and we can't plan and look for places to live or plan for jobs because we don't really know for sure when we're going to the States, and you can't get hired at a company and then tell them just to wait until you show up when you have no idea when that's going to be. So I do feel a lot more pressure this round than I did before. But the emotional issues, I am just glad because I'm 10 pounds away from getting that 100 pounds off, the whole reason that I put the weight on in the first place. And yeah, I'm still going to be heavy after I get this 100 pounds off, or 10 more pounds to go. But I don't feel Like, I really am in a rush to get the rest of the weight off that I have left, because those extra pounds that I carry now, besides the 10 that I have to lose to the 100, have nothing to do with emotional issues that had to do with back surgeries and other health issues that I had no control over. So basically this diet is more about getting control of my own self, not about what the scale says. There's a lot of newbies out there that need to know a couple of things. Be careful who you take advice from on here. Everybody means well, everybody's doing well, but if you're watching someone that's done 5 rounds and have only lost 20 pounds altogether in those 5 rounds, is that really somebody that you want to take advice from? Even people who've lost 100 pounds, if it took them 7 or 8 rounds to do it, I would be careful of taking their advice as well. Yeah, they're losing the weight, but do you really want to be on the diet for 7 or 8 rounds to get those results when you can get them in 3 rounds? I mean, I'm on week 1 of round 3 and I'm 10 pounds away from losing 100 pounds, so I'm not saying take my advice. I'm just saying be careful and remember that POP, especially if you're round 1. POP is going to work all the time. Don't pay attention to fat fasts and coconut oil, and especially coconut butter. Everybody seems to be gaining on that. Don't be doing special correction days, egg days, steak days, any of that crap in your round 1, because you do not know your body well enough to understand what's going to happen or what the consequences are going to be. And if you do decide to take advice from somebody, before you do it, pay attention to their vlogs from the whole week. Somebody does an egg day, and the next day they come on and say, yay, I lost 2.5 pounds or whatever. You got to make sure you watch the next couple of days, because a lot of the time that weight comes back on, and then they end up stalling. And then if you watch them all the way through their P3, and I'm not saying everybody, and I'm not putting anybody down or judging anybody for doing this, but you have a lot harder time stabilizing, and a lot of people who make variations during their P2 cannot stabilize in their P3 and end up coming back to a new round and having to start 20-30 pounds higher than their LDW because they didn't do it right and because they were trying to cheat the system. There's no cheating the system. I learned that in my round 2. Round 1 I followed POP, lost 63 pounds. Round 2 I started taking people's advice and I only lost 20 pounds. And when I say I cheated, that means I did things like fat fasts and crap. That stuff does not work. I didn't lose any weight, it would stall me out. It was crap. So be very careful and very leery of the advice that you take. I know it works for some people, and again, I'm not putting anybody down for doing that if that's what you do, but newbies, don't do it. I'm sorry if this pisses anybody off, but don't do it. POP works, so don't screw with it. If you're stalled out, don't be doing correction days after 1 or 2 days. It's 4 days. Wait 4 days of being the same weight before you do an apple day. And even if you do an apple day, be careful, because the weight can come back on, and it is basically for psychological reasons that they're done. It doesn't really affect the scale in the long run. In the long run, you're going to have the same losses whether you do it or not. Don't get too hung up on 0.2s and 0.4s and 0.6s, or waiting until 10 o'clock in the morning to weigh yourself, or doing bathroom correction weights. What's the point? Even if you lose another couple ounces, does it really matter? Because tomorrow that would have been on the loss anyway. So in the end, you're losing the same amount no matter how much you weigh. Quit being obsessed with the scale. Don't weigh yourself 17 times a day. Don't weigh yourself before you go to bed, because all you're going to do is frustrate yourself. Also be careful of the people online who are trying to sell you advice and sell you crap that you don't need, because you can do this on your own. There are hundreds of us online that are willing to help you for free. You do not need to pay some moron, rip-off scam artist who calls himself a guru money to do this diet. Just research, read pounds and inches, and ask people for advice and help. And then make your own decisions on what to do. Okay? Okay, bye.